something always falls apart. I've tried drinking bleach. I've overdosed on cocaine, heroin, fentanyl. I've slashed my wrists. I've held a gun to my head. I've stepped onto subway tracks. I even leapt from a rooftop once. But every single time something goes wrong, and it's never random. It feels more like divine interference. At first, it seemed like a miracle. You might assume I've got some guardian angel watching over me. But it's not an angel. And he didn't appear as some demon either. No, he looked like everything I'd ever wished for. I first crossed paths with him in my early 20s. I grew up in Englewood, south side of Chicago, came of age during the city's so-called plan for transformation. Supposedly a strategy to fight poverty and violence and build something better. It had the opposite effect. Still, it gave me a job, just not a legal one. And it gave me content to rap about, which is what I really wanted to do. Be a rapper. Back where I'm from, rap isn't just a dream. It's a whole identity. The more dangerous you were, the more weight you carried. Sell drugs, start fights, catch charges that earned you respect. That was clout. Even if you couldn't rhyme for shit, even if your bars sounded like a broken nursery rhyme, if you had a body count, you had a fan base. I had the street cred, but I wasn't great in the booth. I had the stories, but I didn't have the sound. Not that spark. And I wanted it more than I wanted anyone or anything else. That's probably why he found me. It was during a show. Sweaty crowd, bass booming. When I saw him for the first time, I've tried to recall what he looked like, but his face is always a blur. Even moments after I've seen him. He has a name too, but I can only remember it when he's close by. The second time I saw him was more surreal. A few of us were collecting some cash someone owed. They didn't have it. It got ugly. 2 men dead. We were heading out the front door. Something made me look back. Through the window, I saw a face staring in. I couldn't describe it, but I knew it was the same man from the club. And I swear to God, he was smiling. The third time was when I was in the back of a police cruiser. I'd passed out at a green light after leaving an after-hours party. DUI. But they also found unregistered guns and drugs in my car. I was cuffed in the back seat, watching the cops tear through my stuff. Then I saw movement outside the car left window. It was him. He stood inches away from the glass, mouth moving. I couldn't hear a word, but I understood. He asked if I wanted out. I nodded. He opened the door. The cuffs were gone. I took his hand. No one stopped us. No shouting. No alarms. No gunfire. We turned a corner and were suddenly inside a dive bar. A small table in the back. I was still too out of it from earlier to really question what the hell was going on. I reached for my wallet, still in my pocket. I could have sworn the cops took it. I slurred out a question about my car, my stuff, the police. He just said, "Don't worry, they won't remember. Your car'll be in your driveway when you wake up." I asked who he was, why he was helping me. He said I had a gift, that I was meant to use it, that he could help if I let him. I said yes. He offered a handshake. I took it. Next thing I knew, I was waking up in my bed. Car outside. Nothing missing. I wasn't sure if I dreamed it all or actually escaped jail thanks to some mysterious stranger. Then my friend Marcus called. He'd just scored some unexpected studio time, and he wanted me to come. Everything took off from there. The studio had just been upgraded with new gear. A sound engineer had joined that week and was free to help us. And somehow the magic started flowing. It wasn't just me. Everyone in the room was on another level. The air shifted. Our hands moved like they were guided. My words came out smoother than ever, like they'd already been waiting to be spoken. We dropped a 15-track album that weekend. Almost every verse was freestyled. The lyrics came from me, but cleaner, sharper, more alive. Like my voice, but perfected. The tracks spread online like wildfire. A label signed me. I dropped 3 more albums that same year, each one bigger than the last. I became a sensation, and for a while I forgot all about the man with the faceless face. But he wasn't done. He showed up during production for my 5th album. I'd spot him in the crowd at my shows, flashes of him in the lights. Then one night it was just a second, but when the strobe lights hit, I saw the crowd. Every face was his. Then the lights changed, and the faces were normal again. I couldn't forget him after that. Later, I caught new charges. Assault. Murder. I was still knee-deep in the streets, trying to keep up my dangerous image for the music. The jail cell felt different this time. Withdrawal kicking in. My heart racing. Cold sweats. Then there he was, sitting outside the bars. I told him I needed help. He replied, "Tell me I can take Malcolm." I didn't know what he meant, but I said yes. The world shifted and I was suddenly home. 2 days later, Malcolm, one of the newer guys in my crew, died of a sudden heart attack. His kid was left without a dad, and I knew it was my fault. But the charges? Gone. Like they never existed. No files. No witnesses. After that, I spiraled. More drinking. More coke. The guilt pressed down on me, but I numbed it all with more poison. Each time I messed up, each time court cases piled up, he came back, asking for more. More people I cared about in exchange for a clean slate. Within a few months, everyone I loved was gone, except for Trey, my brother. But then another case surfaced. A murder. My DNA on the weapon. Life in prison. He appeared again, and he asked for Trey. I wish I could say I said no, that I stood tall and took the fall. But I didn't. Trey died, and the charges vanished. After that, couldn't rap, couldn't write, couldn't breathe. That's when I tried to end it all. But he won't let me. Every attempt, he stops it. Turns bleach to milk, cocaine to sugar, guns to plastic, rooftops to mattresses. He wants me alive, to remember, to keep feeding him. Now I work alone, speak to no one, because anyone I speak to, anyone I meet is in danger. Even you.